It is my pleasure today to welcome you to the first NCIA Mediation Moot Competition.
Today we are privileged to start the first NCIA Moot Competition. We are here at the Kenya School of Law and we are grateful that they are hosting this moot competition.
The Nairobi Center for International Arbitration have been created to promote the practice of international commercial arbitration and other forms of alternative dispute resolution, both international and domestic, one of which is mediation.
The whole idea behind this is that as we are promoting mediation in answer to the mandate imposed upon us as judiciary by the Constitution of Kenya, we have those who are upcoming, who are still learning to become lawyers, appreciating the good things that mediation offers to those who have disputes.
As we seek to build capacity for upcoming ADR practitioners through programs such as this moot competition, I urge that we give our thoughts to developing and nurturing these students as upcoming ADR practitioners who will take up the mantle in future. I applaud the organizing committee, the board, management and staff of NCIA for their innovativeness in putting together this competition, which is aimed at the promotion of mediation as a dispute resolution mechanism of choice.
One way of reaching the students, we thought, was to bring this level of a competition whereby those who are training to become dispute resolvers of the future are not only exposed to how to practice law in the courts, but they're also now exposed to how to help people resolve their disputes other than going to court. So we brought together a competition which will expose these students to the practice of mediation. We'll get them engaged with distinguished mediators, evaluate their skills, sharpen their skills, and in the whole, in their networking, both with the panelists, with the judges, and their fellow students from different universities, we hope we can build a critical mass with time of those who are most likely to be involved in dispute resolution in the future, to be aware, to appreciate, and to see these methods, mediation and the others, as a preferred way of resolving disputes.
We are excited, together with my coach and my other team member, to be here, and our expectation is that we are going to learn quite a lot from this process, like we already have from the chief guest and other distinguished guests that have already spoken to us. And we do intend to continue creating networks and learning much more about mediation and basically alternative dispute resolution.
The NCIA Mediation Moot Competition presents us with a chance to learn more about mediation and not only to be focused on the court annexed and the commercial mediation. It presents us with more than other branches of mediation that we can learn and put it in practice out there in the real cases and maybe internationally.
We need to learn, and we are going to learn. We are going to interact with each other. And again, which is important in our field of expertise, which is the law field, we are going to network. It is important, and that is what we expect. We expect to learn, we expect to network, we expect to compete.
Honestly, it's one of its kind, the first one. We've never done this before. We are used to the other kinds of moots, where the arbitration moot, we've been to them, and the other ones, the litigation moots, where it's actually a real court situation. We're actually getting to put what we learn in class to the competition, because we don't do that every day.
We as NCIA consider, especially those who are still in the law schools, as our key stakeholders.
I'd like to say thank you to the Nairobi Center of International Arbitration for this chance that they have created for us today to come and practice specifically in our legal industry, specifically not only litigation, but today to come and practice alternative dispute resolution as it is provided for under Article 159 of the Constitution.
I want to thank NCIA for actually coming up with this competition because it's very educative. It has a lot of experience, new experience for law students, and also connections. We're getting to meet people you don't meet daily. We saw Justice Ocheng, I even took a selfie with him, so it's actually very beneficial to us.
First, I'd like to thank NCIA for organizing this mediation session. It has been wonderful, and we are very happy that we came as runners-up. And we are still young, and we are still hoping that next year you will organize another one, and we can participate. And maybe come next year, we might even win the other mediation moot.
We are really grateful, and we can't express our gratitude enough to the Nairobi Center for International Arbitration and also the Kenya School of Law for hosting us. And we are really delighted to be second runners-up. We are actually from the University of Nairobi, and we participate in other ADR initiatives. Like we do have a club known as Young Arbiter Society at our institution, and therefore we have also benchmarked a lot that we are going to take home in relation to ADR practice and in particular mediation.
We have learned so many skills, and my colleagues can attest to that. Moving forward, even though we were runners-up, I assure everyone out there that we'll be back next year, we'll be bigger and we'll be better.
We appreciate NCIA for the initiative to establish this first mediation moot, and we're very happy to be the winners of this mediation moot, a team from Kenyatta University. And we all have plans to continue with this ADR processes moving forward, and we are here also with an aim to establish networks, and that is something that we will actually work on, and we're just very glad. Yeah.
If I will describe this experience using one word, I'll go with surreal. So I've learned a lot from this whole experience. Given that I've always been passionate about matters, international dispute resolution, this has kind of paved a way for other opportunities in the future.
We are glad to be here. We are glad also to have been the first team to win the first ever mediation moot here in Kenya. And we are also lucky to have got the opportunity to interact with the experts in this game, noting that we are coming in as the young advocates in the near future in a field which appreciates and promotes the dispute resolution mechanisms other than litigation. And we believe we are in the right path, and we will be the ambassadors and promote it even further so that it's incorporated and appreciated in our legal systems in our country.
The subject matter of the mediation today was a construction of an office block. So if you keep on dragging on the dispute, the whole purpose of the subject matter then collapses. And that is why we are advocating and also bringing in students to nurture that mediation culture. We also won the first NCIA arbitration moot, and I think that is just confirming on how the school has invested in terms of also appreciating the subject and making sure that they produce students who will come out to practice and promote the aspect of alternative dispute resolution.
We want to build the capacity, the skill, the talent, so that those who go out of court to resolve their disputes are not preferring a second option. They are not settling for less. They are actually settling for something that can help them resolve disputes, preserve relationships and partnerships for those in business to be able to do business even whilst they resolve their disputes.
We now have a supreme law that recognizes and promotes arbitration, negotiation, conciliation, and mediation. Under Article 159 of our Constitution, courts are required to facilitate and promote these mechanisms in disputes that are presented to them for determination. This explains the recent success reported by the judiciary in resolution of cases through their pilot program in the court-annexed mediation.
Mediation is so affordable because the parties do not need to pay any fees to anybody, because currently the mediators are paid by the judiciary and they then deliver by facilitating the parties to find a solution to their problems.
I feel that now we have all the right instruments, the right tools in place, the right people. I listened to the Chief Justice at her maiden speech, and it is clear that ADR is central to her agenda. And so I'm very, very hopeful that this journey that we started years ago is on the right track and that we are doing the right thing.
We are happy to be working with the NCIA as they bring up the young people, the future lawyers, those who will have mediation stamped in their hearts right from the outset, and who will therefore help us in the journey to bring about amicable resolutions to disputes. It is the way for the future, and we are happy to be a part of it.
We want this new generation of lawyers to come into the practice as converts so that we can take advantage of the constitutional provision for ADR and prepare them to offer quality service, which is what Nairobi Center for International Arbitration is seeking to see as we seek to develop this sector.